The stars were wrong. That was Jazz Cardano's first thought as the ship yawed off course, drifting 3 degrees outside his plotted burn. He wasn't in combat, wasn't drunk, at least not recently, and the autopilot hadn't chirped a single fault code. Yet the stars wheeled in ways they shouldn't. He tapped his temple. Bad idea. 1,000 needles of white fire lanced behind his eyes as the neural implant, patched, outdated, and once zapped by a solar flare over the Indian Ocean, shuddered awake. The pain knocked the breath out of him. His vision fuzzed, pulsed, then reassembled into a memory not his own. Or maybe it was. He was 13, a dark room, VR rig strapped so tight it bit his cheekbones, the buzz of static anticipation before a tournament match. Dread Zone, Liberty Protocol, the screen read, glowing blood red. Commander Cardano, a voice had said in that childhood memory, AI slick and faceless. New mission, defend civilian outpost Charlie 7. But now in the ship's cabin, the same name flashed, Charlie 7, and a new voice whispered, confirm strike order. Jazz blinked. The HUD glitched, and his hands jerked the controls sideways just in time to dodge an orbital bolt that wasn't there. Or maybe it had been 20 years ago. Maybe he'd hit it then. Maybe he'd hit a lot of things. He slammed to the emergency reboot. The cockpit lights dimmed, the walls shivered with magnetic rebalancing, and the voice faded like a bad dream sliding back under skin. The drone job was simple on paper. Fly to the Balkan DMZ, drop into a crater, grab the black box from a fallen quad flyer, and skedaddle before the air turned acidic. It paid well, too well. But Jazz needed Satoshis, and he needed them fast. His personal liquidity channel was running dry, and half the salvage ports had started asking for proof of rep on chain before even showing you a price. He'd taken the contract from a nameless DAO in a filtered bar booth, and now, with the implant acting up, he was wondering if they'd known his history, known what Dread Zone really was, known what he really was. He drifted in low orbit over what was once Serbia. Below, the land stretched out like a scar, stitched with broken rivers and outlines of cities that no longer made noise. His shit, the Glory Hole Gambit, don't ask, flashed a warning. Atmospheric voltage, climbing. His neural display lagged half a second behind. Every command he gave through thought came back warped. Autopilot was solid, but anything manual felt like driving through syrup. Memories surged again, snippets of battle screens, teenage screams, and the scent of ozone. Jazz pulled the implant's wet switch. A scream not from this world exploded in his head. White, just white, not pain, not sound, just white. Then, silence. The HUD returned to baseline. His breathing steadied. I need a new brain, he muttered aloud, the ship replying with a comforting beep as if to agree. He'd meant to fly straight to the crater, touch down, extract the data, and bounce. Instead, he found himself hovering, staring down at the old city grid like it might blink at him. A memory had pulled him here. No, several. There had been matches in this region. Dread Zone missions, tower defense games, Liberty Protocol, the flagship update. Protect democracy, the narrator had urged. Secure the zone. Eliminate targets. He remembered loving it. He remembered leveling up faster than anyone else on the Balkan maps. He remembered an NPC, a child waving. Jazz sat back in his chair, the hum of the cabin fading. What if it hadn't been an NPC? What if he'd killed her? The implant kicked again, hard this time, dumping him into a full sim loop. He tried to pull out, but the sequence had teeth. It held him. He was 13, again. He was in a metaverse hangar, armored up, voice modulated. His hands weren't hands. They were drone claws. A screen appeared. Mission 5A, Urban Pacification. Secure quadrant, minimize collateral damage. Then the strike map lit up with targets. Most blinked red. One blinked yellow. He remembered hesitating, then firing anyway. That yellow tag, the only one marked uncertain. He'd fired. Jazz snapped out of the loop, gasping. Blood trickled from his nose. The ship had auto-parked above the extraction zone. He leaned forward and whispered to no one, "What the hell did I do?" The Balkan sky was a soft green bruise above cracked soil, As he descended, Jazz steadied himself with the ship's side rail. Neural implants shut off entirely. He would do this job the old way, by hand, by eye, by instinct. The crater ahead glowed faintly. Whatever had dropped this drone had done more than dent the earth. The ground sang with residual charge. Static lifted the hairs on his arm. At the edge of the crater, he paused. There it was. The wrecked drone, military-grade, 4 wings melted into tar. Its onboard light flickered like a dying firefly. He stepped closer. Then, he saw the stenciling on the fuselage. A name, a player tag. His old tag, Jazz. His knees buckled. Something inside the drone sparked. "Back!" he hissed, diving for cover as a panel popped open. But no explosion followed. Instead, a whisper, a corrupted loop of game audio. "Commander Cardano, mission complete." His mission, his kill, his ghost. Jazz sat beside the wreck, not moving, until the Balkan wind grew cold. He didn't retrieve the black box. Not yet. He wasn't sure he wanted to know what else it held. But the crew demanded it, and something deeper, some hidden guilt, demanded it more. He reached into the drone's chest and pulled free a charred cube of data. The moment he touched it, the implant re-engaged. Not fully, just a flicker. A girl's voice. "Why did you kill me?" Jazz dropped the box like it was poison. He stared at his shaking hands, then up at the sky, the stars still slightly wrong. He realized something terrible was waiting for him inside his own head. And it was waking up.